Hi Ngosa, welcome to Tikambe program.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Looking good, I love the dress.
Thank you very much. I'm liking the black and white.
Thank you. Oh, I am Nancy Mweene, counselor from YWCA. So, what do you do?
I'm a filmmaker and I'm transitioning into motivational speaking as well. So, what goes on at the YWCA?
I counsel young people under the age of 24. So, it's any social problem that they bring to me, I'm able to tackle it. So, Ngosa, do you know the concept of Tikambe?
I know that it's a program that helps youth to talk about sexual reproductive issues. I've heard very little about it, but through being asked to be part of this, I've been learning.
Okay, in your work that you do, you are a career woman. You do filmmaking. There are young people out there who look up to you as a role model. Maybe they would want for an advice or anything. How do you carry yourself out there in the society?
Well, you know, I hope that I'm a positive force in society, and that through my work that I'm able to show the youth and particularly girls that, you know, you can do anything that you want to if you put your mind to it, and that we have value in society.
Wow, that's good. Okay, at Tikambe, we encourage conversations concerning the adolescent reproductive health. We are going to watch a video. It's my first time watching that video as well.
Okay.
So after watching this video, we are encouraged to share what we've learned from that video and what we're supposed to do from that video.
Okay.
Yes, it's my first time and it's your first time. So I don't know, are you up for the challenge?
I'm up for the challenge. I want to see what's on the video, but at the same time, I'm like, oh dear, what's going to be on the video? So we'll see, I guess.
All right.
My story started when I was in grade 8 last year. I just started having boyfriend. I had one boyfriend. And when my dad became aware of that, I was very upset. Then he called mommy because they are separated. So he called mommy. Whenever was a mommy atamba kusamvela mukala na my boyfriend. So I had my photos yake ya vidi packed in my friend's bag, which was in mommy's house, my room. So I don't know what dad was expecting to find in my bag. But not to my mommy had to go and check in her bag. Then mommy went to check it. Then she found 2 photos. Then banapeleka mafoto kuli wa daddy. And then the night when I was just about to sleep, daddy called me. He was like, who'd you date? I was like, I don't have a boyfriend. But napeza mafotos mu bag. Then ninapoka che munzanga tenzo pokana. So ninapoka munzanga na anatenga yanga. Wawamboni kalipile vija wamba kusamvera. Undiwe mwana manengi ukabwenda kutali. So vija. So after my days on, banabo baniuza ati bashikulu bako ba daddy baba mami tibakamba ati nikagone nayo, so that at just in case wagona na mwamuna we nangu then yakupasa my diseases, so it for protection. That's what he said. Then banabo banitengako ati kuli bambuya. So sinabwa taenda vija. Taenda sibana nipeleke kuli bambuya. Banabo banipeleka chesa moya. Banabo banipeleka kwa titenda mtendereso. So tinabwa taenda banabo banisia panja cause it drives. Banabo banisia panja na motoka. So banabo bangena mu guest house. But senzo ne kati guest house vija. His guest house. Banangena babwerera bawaniuza ati nachikuona munzanga wati wamentifuni kuenda naye kukabwata kuli bamboya. So bana bawaniuza tenti mwembekezi. Then ninachoka motoka tunaenda pamoja. Then ninafika pali nyumba anaba waniuza tinge na murumu. So nabwa nemera vija babu abanokinga. Banabu abanokinga vija. And then no one answered. Then I was like, should I enter? I was like, go. Then after nangena nabwa naona kwenye bed so without anyone, it was just one room just. So after nangena nabwa nambobwirira vija nabwa nambokumbukira bamene banani ozapo. So nabwa nambobwirira then nabwa baniuza tiba nabwa banipushinga vija bakomana kudo. Then nabwa naziba bamene benzofuna chitakozi banani ozapo. So nabwa nankala che vija bwanoza bashikulu bako benze batuma phone ati nenamba kudala kukuuza but sufu nomvera songa tisufu no gonna 9 sikaenda kuli bashikulu bako kuli ba mami so that ukaenda gonna na bashikulu bako. Then I just started crying. Wanoza tsuma nimverera umaona kwa sikapena ni kuzonda chani vija. Namba sina banke vilivonze ninamba chekulira. Then bwana donsa skate pants. Then wana baba chosa ka plastic so just like a small one. Then mwenze kwati ma traditional medicines so. Vopanga chivija. Baniuza banansenzingira munkwalati. Bananiuza banansenzingira bana upanga ni bashikulu bako. Then banitumira ni bamami bako. Nze bautuma. Ati nifuni kochita mix na spemu yanga. Then nabwa nabafonsa ni bamami nabalangana che sinabafonsa. After bawichosa nabwa nipasa ati kaidi ulira. So nizaenda nibauze ati neza batumira phone pa Friday uenda kuli bashikulu bako. That was this year. Then nabwana ambache kulira again na chita continue kulira vile. Baba nauza ati bameno chita visa 7 na baba ni pushing up a bed. Baba nyamula skisi yanga then nabwana na nyamula mendo vijana boza pa bed na donsa na skate pants. Then baba ya donsa again pants. Na baba ni pushing na skate mwamba. Then babwera. Bamamba paine. Then nabwana ambolira. Ninalira and then panabwa batenga pamene vija venze muka plastic panachita mix venze muka plastic then panachita apply hapa ine nao. So nabwa nafonsa meaning what banabwa banoza ati mamuna ali wonse akakukata nishi muza sticking up pamozi until it boil until ninkashitepo vimozi ndia pa muzika likirirana muzika katilirana ati mukavumirizana kugona pamozi nishi muzika katilirana then akakukata by force atazikaenda ofunda ngati muzika kamba chabe kupanga chabe program bonse babinshi muzika katilirana but kuli ma diseases kulbeje zizamenzi kabwira kupaliwe yaja my steers kulbe amnezi kabwira kupali iwe yonse yazamba chabe kutirira then abwache nambolire vija then after anoza titieni kuna bwira ba police opachilenje na bakazi bamona na bakazi banabwira mu administration office ya ba deputy. Then banabwa banitana ati wa concerned about your story. We went to your grandma, she told us something about you. Then nina bwana bawoza can't she go and get the statement from her? Then she was like, no, she has already told us something, so we just want to confirm from you. Then Nabwa was the story. Then my number one knows that, do you know such things that they lead to maybe it's maybe you are HIV positive or you are pregnant. Then I was like, but I know I'm not pregnant. Then he asked, when did this happen? It was in July. I told him. Then I was like, are you willing to go to UTH? Then I was like, yes. Banabo wanitenga bandeta na pa UTH. And then pa UTH vija banabo lemba che statement. After kulemba statement banabo banileta pamene benzo wananiuza tinkalani night zabwela. So banabo banileta vija. But nankala. So nabo nabafunza. Where's that day? Then she was like, what do you want from him? Then I said, I don't want him to be arrested. But why? Then I said, Mommy doesn't work. And my young sister and brother, they don't go to school. So when I was a veggie, I said, Chabebu, you know, so was a manga. Then when I was at Tikupeleka somewhere. Where just don't worry. So that's my main worry, because when they did get arrested, meaning I don't know, it means I've hated my sister and brothers. I miss my young sister and brothers. Those are the only people I miss. But sometimes even mommy, I miss being with Mommy and my young sibling. I feel bad when I think of what Dad did to me.
What do you think about the video?
It's just wrong. You know, children don't ask to be brought into this world, and they expect that their parents will protect them. You know, and the saddest part is that she was thinking that by speaking that she was going to, you know, she was thinking about the economic welfare of her family rather than what was done to her, right? And I mean, I understand where she's coming from. You know, life is hard. You know, if there's only one breadwinner and you know that that's the breadwinner, you know, it's a very logical thing to think. But at the same time, she's a child. She should not be burdened with thinking about that, right? And it shouldn't even be something that comes into her mind after what had happened to her, you know? Education cannot come at that cost. Children should not be thinking, I should, you know, allow my father to abuse me. I should allow my mother to abuse me. I should allow my uncle or, you know, my sister's friend or whoever it is, so that I can get an education. That's not how it works, you know. And I as you were saying, so many of these cases are unreported. But how is it that we live in a society where is this common? Is this a one-off case, or is this something that happens frequently? Because if it's something that happens frequently, then we failed as a society. Yeah, everyone from a government to, you know, her next door neighbor, we've all failed, because that means that in this society we've said, keep quiet. If you want to make it, yeah, keep quiet. Let the abuse happen or whatever else, right? And for you to at least get to get an education. But then where does that leave us as adults? See, the thing that worries me the most is what we're doing now is we're focusing on the child and what has happened to her and the consequences of that, right? For me, that's already too late, right? Yeah. How are we bringing up people? And in this case, we're talking about a man, a father who thought it was okay to sleep with his child and do some crazy ritual, yeah, in order to stop her from sleeping with other boys too early. How does that make any sense? We're always talking about educate girls. How about educating young boys? educating them so that then when they grow up, they don't turn into crazy people. I'm so angry. I just can't believe it. And I know that people are going to be like, no, it's our tradition. That is a lie. That is a lie. We use tradition over and over and over to excuse stupid behavior that has nothing to do, actually, if you look back, nothing to do with our traditions at all. Yet that man took advantage of the fact that we have become a patriarchal society, that we just make up rubbish about traditions, and did whatever he wanted to his child. That is just wrong. That is just wrong. It shouldn't have happened in the first place. I'm sorry. I just don't understand. And this happens all the time. It happens all the time, right? Yeah. And yes, we're having this conversation now, right? But the fact of the matter is that there's so many kids like that out there already, yeah, who have been damaged. Yeah. And we're a developing nation. How are we supposed to develop if everyone is damaged? Yeah. If we're bringing up young girls who are petrified to do anything because anything can happen to them, and they're just hoping that maybe they can make it through school without getting pregnant or without getting AIDS or some other sexually transmitted disease, right? And what is happening to the boys during this time? Because then the likelihood that they end up being just like that father is pretty high. You hear of all these terrible stories. It's just beyond me, right? And we say that we're a Christian nation, yeah? How does that fit into God's plan? How? We cannot proudly say that. We cannot proudly say that if we continue to let things like this happen. Yeah, it's beyond me. It's beyond me. I honestly, right at this moment, I wish I was not here. I wish I had never seen that video. It's sad. It's sad. And if people watching are not as angry as me, I don't understand. That it's beyond me. If you are not moved by what that girl said, if you can't think, what can I do? Because it's not just this conversation today. This conversation has to happen in homes, it has to happen in schools, it has to happen in institutions, it has to happen on buses, it has to happen everywhere. We all have to band together to find a way to stop things like this from happening. Sorry, I've just had a bit of a nervous breakdown.
It's really sad. And speaking of tradition, even if it's tradition, our Zambian culture doesn't allow that. A father having sexual intercourse with a daughter. That doesn't allow. It doesn't allow at all. And for him to say that I'm protecting you from these diseases, from the STI diseases, how? It doesn't work like that. No one can prevent STIs through by sleeping with their own daughter or by sleeping with anyone. And using that medicine to say, no, I'm protecting you from this, he doesn't do like that. If he wanted to protect that child from STIs, he would have maybe sat her down to say, okay, in life, my daughter, this is how to go about it. Don't have premature sex with young boys. But instead, what did he do? He himself, he went ahead and slept with the daughter. So you see, these cases, they do happen. Whoever does that, like the defilement cases, the incest cases, the rape cases, it's a close relative, really close relative. There are very few cases that we recorded that maybe the perpetrator is unknown. Yeah, but most of the cases, it's a close relative.
And so, what services do you offer to sort of help? Because you've talked a lot about, yes, our society is going down this path, but then, so what are the services at the YWCA that are available, to sort of help combat what's going on? So at least we can start with this generation, to sort of remedy what is going on.
Okay, we are trying in trying to fight this whole issue. So far, we have safe spaces for girls. In safe spaces, they teach them how to handle themselves as young girls. They do teach them a lot of issues, and that's where actually most of the cases of defilement come up. Like, oh, my father did this to me, oh, my uncle did this to me, because it's a girl-to-girl thing. Yeah. And then we also have, instead of just concentrating on the girls, most of the perpetrators, they are men. So why can't we introduce the boys to men as well? So that's how this also came up. So we do have actually the programs for boys. Even them, it's more like the safe spaces program. But for boys, they also teach them on how to handle themselves, how to avoid things like early involving themselves in early sex, just a lot of things. Yeah.
I'm really glad to hear about that you're not just reaching out to girls but to boys, because I feel that a lot of the time, especially here in Zambia, like the burden is put on the woman to be the one who takes care of herself and makes sure that the man doesn't step out of line. I mean, I did not suffer child abuse, but in my adult life, working, I've suffered from sexual harassment where I was working on a job. It's a very intimate, with a cameraman, and he's standing behind the camera. I have to look into the camera while this man is saying these horrible things about me, asking me if I've ever been touched. Why don't I have a boyfriend? Oh, he can teach me things and things like that. And I was completely confused, did not know what to do. And, we traveled alone. There was no one else around until it just got to the point where I just couldn't take it anymore. And I was like, you need to stop doing that. That is not okay. And he got really, really angry with me and was telling me, oh, I can do whatever I want with you. Who do you think you are? This. I had to call my father. I was in Livingston. I had to call my father and tell him that, I'm scared, for my well-being. Right. And, he called around and said, look, this is what's happening to my daughter. You need to stop it. To the point where police came to the car because this man was shouting. Now he's swearing, he's saying all sorts of things, making it seem like I'm crazy. No, I was just trying to motivate her. She thinks she's so special. This. And everyone told me, no, Ngosa, you just need to forgive him. You just need to forgive him. Why? Because they didn't want to hire another cameraman. So I had to continue working, looking at that man, knowing what he had said while doing my job. And of course, when when you're on camera, right, and you're speaking to people and you're doing something, you're there to entertain them, right? So I had to just hide inside myself, right? And then I was labeled difficult, and so then my contract was not renewed, which is unfair because I spoke out. I basically did not continue with my job, and it's that same thing where I'm sure there's lots of women out there who are who suffer things like that in their jobs every day, and they don't say anything because they're afraid that they're going to lose their job, and where am I going to find my money if I say this? Will he give me a reference to to go on to my my next job? So how is it then if you connect that to the video, it means that a child grows up thinking, I need to get educated. I need to be able to make it until I can make it on my own, right? So I just have to suffer this. And then when you can make it on your own, in order to keep making it on your own, you still have to suffer that same kind of stuff because, this is how we've set up society, that women are just supposed to take, whatever comes at them, right? And, men can do whatever they want, and then maybe they get a slap on the wrist, and then we carry on about our way like nothing had happened. And that is unacceptable. Right? That is unacceptable. I really hope that, those who haven't reported, it doesn't matter when it happened to you, that I really hope that they reach out and, they report these cases. And also, because I know that we focused on girls because it was a girl in the video, but there are boys who, suffer things.
Abuse. If such cases happen, they need to report the cases to the police station. And if they feel the police station they're intimidated there, they can still come to our offices, YWCA, to report such cases. We are there to help them.
For me, I'm encouraged by, the young girl, the fact that she spoke. Yeah. And she told her story, and she didn't hold back. And when she told it, she didn't even though she felt bad about what she did, she didn't defend her father. And I hope that people are inspired to report themselves. And I'm really encouraged by the fact that even though this is going on, that there are people like you out there who are working to remedy the situation. And I just hope that people will continue to take advantage, and that more resources are put into free services like yours, because I think the important thing is it needs to be accessible to everyone. Yes. People need to know that there are safe places and safe spaces for them to go to and to talk, and that it's not okay what happened to them, but it's okay to speak out, and that life carry on despite that, and that, you know, if you report and if you seek the help, that people are there to do whatever they can in order to make it better. And I'm just, you know, glad that, you know, we're here today in a platform like this in order to, you know, to help with that. It was a pleasure meeting you, Nancy, and talking with you today.
The pleasure is all mine.
And thank you so much for you know, giving such insight into what we saw, and and also thank you so much for what you do and for helping you know, children who are suffering such abuse. Thank you very much.
And thank you for having me on this program.
My encouragement, the girls like me who are like sexually abused, no matter what, they can survive like the way I survived. Yeah, through telling different people. But if you tell someone today and then that person doesn't believe, keep on telling. If you think like she's not taking an action, he or she's not taking, you can still go somewhere. Don't feel embarrassed because it's your life. Yeah. Cause the way I felt when I just thought grandma, I felt like open, yeah, just different from the first. And that's my encouragement. The girls, they can take their stories somewhere, they can tell different people just for the sake of life.